Hey there everybody and welcome back. For those of you that are looking to learn how to create a clean meme application completely free or an image labeling app completely free without code, stay tuned. I'm going to be covering the basics in this video. Now, one quick thing I want to make a note of is this application is not going to enable us to save this image. It's going to display the image over a text. That way you can either screen share or just take a screenshot of the final product. So again, we're not adding the text and then saving the text or the clean meme, so to speak. We're just allowing the text to be displayed over top of it so that can be screenshotted or shared through any other method, but we're not going to be actually saving that as a new image or file. Now, one thing to note is make sure you're following any and all applicable rules, laws, regulations, and guidelines and things of that nature when making an app like this. And also, when making or using an app like this, make sure that you're being as respectful as possible. So be respectful, kind, courteous, compassionate towards other people. So again, just use this for the right reasons. Now, one thing you need to do before we get started is go ahead and hit that like button down at the bottom of the screen and hit subscribe. And as always, don't forget to drop any questions that you have in the comment box below. So getting started, the meme maker I have over here on the right hand side. So I am actually screen sharing my mobile phone. So this is the screen showing the app basically in real time. So what we have over here is the application itself. So we can go ahead and start building this out. Now, as always, I've basically done the work, and then I'm just going to walk you through what I have done. So first things first, create the UI or user interface for the first page. So I have the title here. So it's just this title component. You just drag it over. If you don't know how to use the basics for this AppGyver application, check out my channel or any of the helpful links that I'll post in the description that will hopefully guide you through some of the basics of actually using AppGyver. But back to the video. So I have the title component here, and I just put make a clean meme. Down here is the text box, which you just drag over, and then basically just give people the instructions. And then here is the input field. So I grabbed this one right here, and I dragged 3. So image URL, meme text 1, and meme text 2. So it's pretty basic. The first one, when you drag it over, I just labeled it image URL. Second one is meme text 1. Third one is meme text 2. Then I have a generate button, which is just the generic button field. So when you're scrolling through the components over here, the button is this one. You can just drag it over and then name it really whatever you want. So now you have the basics, and we actually need to build out the background functionality. So we're going to click on this variables menu here, or slider, I should say, and we're going to click and add 3 app variables. So you can just click this button and you'll name them whatever works for you. So in my case, I named one image URL, one text 1, and then the last one text 2. And I made these app variables so that they could be viewable in different pages of the app. Now, what we're going to do, because these are app variables, so they're cleared out, if I'm not mistaken, when the application is closed. Otherwise, we'd be using page parameters. But what we're doing here is we're going to click on each of these text boxes and assign the value to them. So you just click right here, and then you'll go to the select binding type. And the shortcut, you can do the data variables, or you can just go to formula, go to app variables, and then select the corresponding variable just by double clicking. So we would just double click here and click save. So image URL has the app variable for image URL. The second one has the app variable for text 1, and then the last one has the app variable for text 2. Then the last thing to do on this page, or the last thing to do for the basic functionality, is just creating the new page. So if we click up here and we can make a new page, I just called it meme, so you can just click add new page, save it, and then we're just going to make sure that this generate button takes us to that page. So when you've added the button, you can click here to add the logic, drag over your open page flow, and connect it. And then when you click on that open page function, or function, you'll click here and select the correct page. And now you'll see when we tap on this component, we open the new page. So that's everything for page 1. now we're going to jump over to page 2. This one may look a little odd, but I'll explain it as we're going through this. So I was originally going to do some title components and have them lay on top of an image, but I was struggling to get that to work. And then I realized it may just be easier to use a card instead. So I dragged this card component over, and then in the card component, the title is the app variable text1 from the previous page. So that's the one that was right here. Then content is the text variable 2, which was the component or variable here. And then background image is the image URL that was the top option. Now, when you do this, the only downside is the actual component here is kind of small, and it's not going to show the full image. So what we have done next is we've kind of adjusted the layout a bit. So if you go over to the Layout tab, I put Fit Content for the height and width. And then what I did was, if you go to the formulas, for the width, for example, if you type in System, and then you type in VAR, there's a system variable which you can use. So what we'll do is you can also type in width, and you'll see system vars.dimensions.screen.width. So if you double click this and click submit, it's going to pull the information from the system variable to determine what's the width of the screen so that we can make it essentially the maximum size. Then we do the same for the minimum height. So you'll see system vars.dimensions.viewport.height. So once you've saved these two, and then you have the content set to fit, the minimum height and width is going to be full screen. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is just what I've done for now. So now all we need to do is in this card, which is the component on the page, you can select the little pencil, and you can click on the title text and do text align center, and you can also adjust the width and height of the text as well, or the style. So if you want to adjust the color, you can click edit, and then you can change the color here and save that. But for me, for the basics of this video, just to show you how to do this really quickly, we're just going to make sure that you see that the title and the text both have text align set to center. And I haven't really done anything else. If you want, again, you can set up positioning, like I have the text pushed down by 100 pixels. But you may want to try to find a way to set up a formula for this just so that it adjusts a little bit more dynamically. But for now, we have everything we need. So we're just going to click Save and see how this works. So I have pulled up just a simple picture of cake on unsplash.com. And when you're using a browser, you can right-click and click Copy Image Address. It's a little bit different on a mobile device, but I've pulled up the same image on my phone. All right, so let's see how a user would interact with this application. So I'm on my phone now, and you can see that we have the URL. We can type it in, or we can switch between the screens really quickly, and you see we have the image. Now you have to have the actual URL for this image, which I've already copied. So I'll put that right here. So we're just going to paste it in, and meme text 1, we'll just put something basic. This is cake. And then here we'll put, I like cake. And then when we click generate, you'll see it brings up the new page. Now in this page, you'll see the text up here for the first bit and then the text down here for the second bit. So we can make some quick adjustments to make this a little bit more visible. So for example, you'll see we have the style for the text. We may want to make it a little bit bigger. So we can save this and do the exact same thing. So here we will paste in the image URL, type in some random letters, type in some more random letters, and you'll see the text for the second one is slightly larger. Now, if you want, you can click here and click edit and then adjust the colors so that it has a standard like white or blue color. But at the very least, this allows you the opportunity to see the image full screen. Now you'll notice it isn't rounded over on the other side, so you may have to work with the minimum and maximum image size or resolution, but at least this will get you started with making an application that has an image and then a text overlaid on top of it. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comment box below, and I'll see you all in the next video.